Let's fucking go.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Comedy Movie Show. My name is Tishan, and today I'm here to review James Gunn's DCU's first film, Superman. Now this movie has been a while in the making. I believe it was gonna be Superman Man of Tomorrow, but I think it's just called Superman. I thought it was supposed to be Man of Tomorrow, but whatever. Maybe it's just Superman, whatever. But anyways, this movie is, this teaser and this movie in general is very important. DC has been, as much people will talk about Marvel, DC has been the most up and down studio for a while now. Like even before, like really the last time DC was consistent was when Christopher Nolan was making his Batman trilogy. After that, Snyder took over. He did a lot of damage. Man of Steel, I hate Man of Steel. Okay, I don't hate Man of Steel. I just don't like Man of Steel. I didn't like his approach to Man of Steel. I didn't like his approach to Superman. Superman is supposed to be, like, what he was trying to do, the stuff he was trying to do with Man of Steel was just, it just didn't work. And I could sit here and talk all day about the things that didn't work in that movie, but I'm not going to get into it. But he really didn't get this right. And I had hope for BVS. You can go back and look at my reviews of that original BVS trailer, and that all went downhill. Honestly, by the time the DCEU, DC Extended Universe, ended up wrapping up, only a handful of movies I even enjoyed, which was basically, I liked the first Wonder Woman. I didn't love the first Wonder Woman, but I did like it. And I liked Shazam. But outside of Shazam, the first Shazam and Wonder Woman, I like Shazam 2 to a certain extent, but just not as much. But outside of Shazam and Wonder Woman, I didn't pretty much like anything they fucking did. So DC, and like the damage he did is still gonna be felt. And I might talk about that a little bit later. I might make a whole separate video talking about the hurdle that James Gunn is going to have to overcome. But they brought in James Gunn after Marvel stupidly let him go. So, you know, it's hard to imagine living in a world where if Marvel kept James Gunn, potentially, he's not running DC right now. So that's an interesting, you know, else-world scenario to think about. But anyways, Marvel let James Gunn go. James Gunn got this deal with, DC. He did an amazing job with Suicide Squad. He did an amazing job with Peacemaker. So two DC properties right off the bat, but those properties have something in common. I'll talk more about that later. Either way, James Gunn laid out this huge plan that we all kind of saw the roadmap for. But the first one, the big one, is Superman. This movie right here. New cast, new vibe, new everything. And the trailer, and when this teaser came out, it was good. It was great. I dug the fuck out of this teaser. Honestly, it did everything it was supposed to do. It got tone across. It got visuals across. It captured what Superman, the essence of Superman, which is Superman is supposed to be a beacon of hope. That's why him and Batman are like kind of yin and yang, fear and hope. Like Superman, you're supposed to look up at Superman. He's supposed to be this ideal that we inspire to be. He's supposed to be that. Like, he's supposed to be Superman. He's supposed to be an ideal. He's supposed to be something to reach for. He is a hero. He's that guy. Like, he is the original guy. He's the big superhero. Superman is the biggest superhero who ever lived. Like, Batman is great. I'm a Marvel guy. I love my Spider-Man. I love my Wolverines. But, like, at the end of the day, Superman is the hero, dude. He's the biggest hero who ever existed. Without him, none of this shit even is where it is today without the popular blowing up of that comic book that came out so long ago. And what Superman represents, not only in the DC world, but in the comic book world in general, is something big. You know what I mean? Like, he means so much. And it's a shame, and it saddens me, honestly. It really does. That he's been in these movies where he hasn't been able to be appreciated as he should be, because he is Superman, for crying out loud. Like, he should be like Spider-Man and Batman, but unfortunately, he's not like he is and he isn't regarded that way because none of his movies have performed at the level of a Spider-Man or a Batman. So, but I feel like this James Gunn has already captured that. I already get the vibes off of it. I already get the vibes off of what he is going for with this Superman. I mean, having the whole trailer kind of focus around just the imagery of hope and just optimism and the brightness of it. Like, I dug the fuck out of this trailer. I dug the guitar riff version of the Superman theme. Everything about the Superman of this works. Now, I have nothing else to really talk about with the actual thing itself because there's not too much details. We got our first view of Lex Luthor played by, what's his, Nicholas Hoult, which Nicholas Hoult is a great actor. I've seen him in so many things. Obviously, he was in the X-Men movies as Beast. He was in that movie not that long ago that I reviewed, that vampire movie with Nicolas Cage. I can't remember the name of it, but he was in that. Warm Bodies. Shit, he was fucking in. I'm pretty sure he was in Star Trek. Like, Nicholas Holt's been everywhere. Nicholas Holt's been in a lot of things. He's a seasoned actor. He's a great actor. So I think he's gonna do a great job as Lex Luthor. That, you know, look, after Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor, anything is an upgrade. So you got an image of him. You got a nice picture. Look at Lois Lane. Got your first images of Hawkgirl, Miss Terrific, Guy Gardner, Green Lantern. You got a couple great looks. Obviously you got your first look at Crypto the Superdog. So there's a lot of first looks. You got to look at the Daily Planet. You got to look at and what it looks like. And it's like I say, there's not too much. It's just a lot of imagery, a lot of imagery, but good imagery. But there's not too much to really talk about here. There's not too much to go into. Except I would say that the only thing that I, am concerned about, because I don't think this movie has to be great. I think this movie just has to be good. Just good. It just has to be good. Because if it's a good movie, that's a good start. As long as it's not a bad movie, which I don't think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be a bad movie. James Gunn, as much as I have my reservations, James Gunn hasn't actually written and directed something bad in like a very long time. I mean, you'd have to go way back. He hasn't been personally involved directing and whatnot with a bad movie. There was this one movie I think he was a producer on called like the Polinsky Project or whatever, and that was a bad movie, but I don't think he actually directed it. I think he might have wrote it though, but whatever. He hasn't been directly involved in something bad himself. Everything he has done has been good. So I always thought this movie was going to be good. The only thing I have reservations for is the other heroes. Because when we've heard lines from James Gunn saying these other heroes in the movie are going to have actual big roles, and then you see the amount of heroes in the movie. And the problem and the worry I have is that the world building will overshadow Superman's story. They could have made this very simple and just made this a story about just Superman. Just Superman and him dealing with shit. Now clearly something happens because that version of the Justice League, I don't know who they are, but Guy Gardner, Hawkgirl, Mr. Terrific, they show up in Metropolis for a reason. They show up there because something happened, and you see scenes of people throwing shit at Superman. So clearly something went wrong. He either is perceived to have done something or he did do something. But the vibe I was getting off the scenes, which are out of context, so I have no clue if I'm right or wrong, is that they are either coming to recruit him, investigate him, capture him, like something is going down that's big. And while this is cool, this would be cool as shit if it was his second movie. I wouldn't even have bat an eye at it, because by that time we would have seen other characters, we'd have seen other people. It'd have been like, okay, cool, these other people are just coming in. But introducing so many new characters into the Superman movie as just side characters, I am worried. Like, the one thing that I think could actually hold this movie back from being great is the other shit, is the world building shit they're gonna try to do, because I have a gut feeling that there's gonna be aspects of this movie where you're gonna be like, because the movie, it's been confirmed that the movie is gonna be 2 hours and 30 minutes. I have a gut feeling that a lot of people are gonna walk out of that theater, or at least some people are gonna be like, they probably could have shaved 20 minutes off if they didn't have all these extra characters to do the world building shit. Because as of right now, having all these other characters does seem a bit unnecessary when we can just tell this Superman story. But I think that James Gunn is going to nail the stuff that matters. He's going to nail the Superman character. He's going to nail the Lois Lane and Superman relationship, which, God, was awful in the last movie, and Zack Snyder's version. He's going to nail the tone, and he's gonna get those things right. He's gonna get the tone and the characterization of Superman and his friends correctly. And at the end of the day, as long as he gets those things correct, all the world building things that may hold the movie back will just be at the wayside. And I don't know, it may not hold the movie back, but it's just from the trailer, from the teaser, I just got this distinct feeling that when I walk out of this theater, I am going to be sitting here like, while I enjoyed Guy Gardner and all these other characters, did they need to be here? And if the answer is no, then you just fill in time just to build world build. Then they're just there for world building purposes. It'd be very similar, ironically, to Riri Williams in the Black Panther 2 movie. I love Black Panther 2, but even I can tell you Riri Williams did kind of feel like she was tagged on just to set up something. And I'm worried that these characters are going to just be in this just to set up some stuff, and they're just going to take up screen time that we could have spent on more important things. But that's just my worry. I don't know. This teaser was very good, if not great. I think James Gunn is starting off on the right foot. The movie is going to have an uphill battle because I don't know how many casual audiences will be able to separate this from the other shit. Not to mention Fantastic Four comes out like a couple weeks later. This movie comes out July 11th, and Fantastic Four comes out on like the 25th. So yeah, like a week or two later. So not only is this movie already got an uphill battle just convincing people this isn't the Snyder shit, but also Fantastic Four is coming out, and regardless of how Marvel, up and down Marvel may be, it's still Marvel, and that brand carries way more weight than the DC brand does at the moment. So financially, I am a bit worried about this film. Honestly, there's a chance this film could be just should be low at the box office, even if it's great, just because of what people think of it. You know, it's really hard to overcome the past, because like those movies weren't that long ago. It's not like it was like 20 years ago or some shit. Like the last time that people saw Superman on the big screen was like a couple years ago in Black Adam. So it wasn't that long ago. So I am worried about that. But other than that, I think this looks great. Anyways, thank you guys for joining the Comic Movie Show. Please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. What did you think of the Superman teaser? Are you excited for it? I know I am. I'm excited to see this movie because I think he's going to nail the things that need to work. Anyways, thank you guys again. See you on the next one. Goodbye.